What's happening? This is the Tap In podcast. We are live inside of the Tap In studio. I got. Why y'all giggling already? What's going on? I got the co-host of Shameless Audacity podcast, Toyia and Rayne with me. What's going on, y'all?
What is up?
What's
up?
happening?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm real good. Trying to survive this whole quarantine thing.
Man.
You're not even supposed to be here.
Social distancing is failing.
This is essential. This is essential right here.
Man.
I guess.
How y'all been holding up during this whole time? What y'all been doing?
A lot of puzzles.
But,
No, I'm playing.
No, I've done like two.
really?
Listen, I'm so Netflixed out. Like, I'm so Netflixed out. I have done so many puzzles games. Like, yeah, it's...
Coloring book.
But I'm glad for my health. I will say that because there's a lot of people that have lost their lives. Like, I can't even complain. But it's definitely kept things interesting.
Right. Okay. Now, I wanna big y'all up for y'all podcast.
Hey.
The Shameless Audacity podcast.
Shameless
I have heard a couple episodes, and that's why I wanted to bring y'all on for listening to y'all.
Because we're funny.
Listening to that, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to bring them.
What was one of your memorable moments that I'm gonna put you on the spot? See if you really listen.
Yeah, put me on the spot. So one of them, I think it was a story that you told. I want you to tell it on here.
God.
I want you to tell it. It was a dating story that you told where the dude was in the wheelchair.
Boy,
That I want you to tell. I want you to tell that story on here too.
okay.
So that
man.
was. Go ahead.
But see, okay, first of all, that was Rayne's first time hearing the story. So
Okay.
Are we just gonna jump into it?
Jump into it. Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, so
you met the dude where?
I met him on a dating site. I don't remember which one it was, but I mean, on his profile, he was like, I'm 6'3", you know, describing it. And you can see the pictures. Like, he was sitting down on all the pictures, and we talked for like a couple of weeks. Conversation was on point. Like, he was funny. So it was like, all right, well then, you know, we can vibe over the phone.
Was y'all talking on the phone?
We were talking on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Talking on the phone. Sent pictures, like, to prove that we were who we were.
Okay.
So then he was like, well, let's just meet up at the park over here in downtown Dallas. So, like, I'm like, bet. I get there first, and, you know, it's super crowded down on the park, and it's, like, a lot of people was there, and he's, like, calling me, like, where are you at? Like, and I'm like, I'm right here. Like, where are you? I'm looking around. I'm seeing dudes that could potentially be him, and I'm like, oh, he fine.
Yeah.
And then he's telling me, like, what he has on. I'm like, no, okay, whatever. So, like, I see this dude that's on the phone, like, he rolls by, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't paying any attention to it. So then he's like, what do you have on? I'm describing what I have on. Then all of a sudden, as I'm on the phone, I turn, and then this guy in a wheelchair is cruising up to my table. And I'm like, what? And let me also say, there's nothing wrong with disabled people.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with anybody in a wheelchair, missing a leg, whatever. But the mere fact that this dude tried to roll up on me literally, like nothing. He was like, oh man, traffic, man. I tried to find a parking spot. And I'm like,
you got handicap parking, nigga.
Where did you come from first? And so he introduced himself, like, hey, you know, and like I get up to hug, and you know, you got to bend over or whatever, and then he like proceeds to converse like he's not in a wheelchair, and I'm like, bro, like, and I go through the date, like I was a good date, I was a great sport.
Yeah.
But then I brought it up, and I'm like, hey, so let me just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Why didn't you tell me that you were in a wheelchair? Not that that had anything to do with it. And he was like, oh, well, you know, I just wanted, like a lot of times I tell women that I'm in a wheelchair, they don't want to date me. And I'm like, well, come on, bro. Like, you got to be fair to give them a fair chance to be like, nah, that's too much. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want my guy to be able. And then also was like, you said you were 6'3". Where, bro? Like, I'm sitting down and I'm like sitting taller than you. Again, nothing wrong with people in a wheelchair. But I felt so okey doked. Like, but I told him I couldn't do it. I was just,
So
told
it
her
was
the
a one
story.
and done date.
It was one and done. Like, as I'm walking away from the table, I'm like, blah. Like, nope. He was like, all right, I'm going to call me. Let me know you made it home. I got it. Like, you don't have to worry about it.
I'm good.
Listen,
We're good.
then you could have used him for like extreme good parking at concerts.
I know. I'd
You
rather
coulda-
valet. What do you mean? No, valet. Like, he can have, no. But I was befuddled at the fact that he rolled up smooth criminal, like nothing, like, woo, parking was a bitch, like, what? And it wasn't even, Lord forgive me, it wasn't even like a manual wheelchair. It was like
It was like a yee, like a motorized.
like yes, he yeeted his
Lord.
way over. I was so
Oh Lord, have mercy.
And I feel so bad telling the story because it makes it seem like I'm shallow. Like I just,
No, but
I
listen,
can't be.
That's something that needs to be on his profile.
It does. And I go back to it, and I get to my car, and I'm like, damn this. I go through his profile, and I'm like, there has to be some indication. He was sitting down and everything, but like, he was sitting in chairs. And I was looking for the wheelchair in the background. Like, he hid that hole, like, somewhere under the covers or something. I don't know. Like, you cannot tell. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start asking for asking shots. Like, whenever I was dating, I'm like, I'm going to start asking for that. Like, you got to be on a mountaintop or, like, doing an alley-oop or something. Like, I got to make sure everything works. Like,
Did you ever ask her like what happened, or did y'all even get that far?
because at that point, you could have lied and told me, like, you were born with it and you just got your legs cut off the other day. Like, there was no trust at this point. Like, I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't. This is really, I feel like this is going to run back and people are like, ugh, she's shallow.
No. But listen. When Facebook first started popping, I met this girl on Facebook. Like, that was like the dating app of that time.
Really?
Yes. I met this girl, and we had talked on the phone for like a couple of days, and then it was like this R&B night that used to happen in LA. I was like, yo, I'm going to come get you. We'll go to the R&B Live. She was like, all right, cool. I pick her up, and at the time, my car situation wasn't supposed to be. Like, my passenger side didn't open, so she had to come around to my driver's side
And crawl
over,
Oh my
right?
God.
So it was like, we all got flaws. So I was like, whatever. But when we got out the car, right, and was walking up to the R&B Live, to the place, she was like, had a little limp, and I was like, what's wrong? Like, come on, hurry up, let's go. And
That's all she got?
and she was like, and she had like a little, I'm like, are you okay? Are your feet hurting? Because she had on heels. I'm like, is your feet hurting? She was like, yeah, a little bit. And I looked down at her shoes, and I'm like, are your shoes on backwards? And she was like, no, they not. No, she told me yes. She's like, yeah, they on backwards. I'm like, why the fuck is your shoes on backwards? You're an adult. Like, your shoes shouldn't be backwards. And come to find out, when we got inside, some of my homeboys knew her and said, like, she got into a bad car accident. She had, like, one of her legs was, like, messed up.
Man.
And I'm like, why wouldn't the fuck would she tell me that? Like, I knew I would have been sympathetic to it. Why didn't you tell me?
Maybe she thought you weren't going to notice. I mean, like,
What?
I thought she was going to walk in that mug smooth. Like, I mean, you never know.
Like, no, like, tell me this kind of shit so I can be aware, like, okay, she gonna have a limp. Like, okay, I understand.
Doesn't that feel like betrayal whenever
Yes.
like they reveal some shit like surprise?
Yes. Because we wouldn't been going to the R&B Live. We wouldn't have went
You
there.
wouldn't have taken her?
We know.
Why?
Because, like, not on a first date. Because
You would have hit her? Like, what do you mean not on the first date?
I would have had to get my own. I would have to come to grips with, she got a limp. Can I deal with this?
Oh, man.
Like, I would have, like, we gonna go to IHOP. You know what I mean? We gonna go. We gonna go to stuff that's more suited for her to go. You know what I'm saying?
So did you ghost her or did you go walk in with her?
So here's what happened. Once we got upstairs, right, and all my boys was like, yo, you with her? And I was like, yeah, why? What's going on? They told me the story, and it was like, oh, my fucking God. That's why she told me her shoes is on backwards outside. But I'm like, why would you tell me your shoes is on backwards? That make you even look even crazier. And then I'm like,
She got stuck. Like, it's just, she didn't know what to say. She got stuck. Yeah, they on back. Yeah, that's what we going. Yeah.
and so at that time, Now everybody's like, it's like a little, you know how people all start talking and everybody start looking at me like, Dante in here with the girl with the shoes on backwards. And I was just like, oh my God. So at the end of the day, I was like, fuck it. I brought you here. I'm going to take you home. And we left early. We didn't get to see the whole little thing. I was like, yeah, let's go. You ready? So listen, we all got them kind of stories. And those are the kind of stories. Listen, for people who listening out there, you don't got no stories like that?
Hell no.
Wait.
They don't have to be handicapped, but I mean, like.
Nope.
You don't got no horrors?
You'll meet in person. I don't meet online.
Really?
You know what I'm coming into.
Listen, you know what? You could have still met somebody in person, and then y'all went somewhere like, "Oh, my feet hurt," and they take them off. Like, they could still have.
Listen,
I don't have no story.
I know how to hide my flaws because I know if your sister would have seen my toes, we would.
She would have been out.
Yeah, we would have been better.
What's wrong with the toes?
They got a little tint on them. You know what I mean? They got
tint?
They got a little limo tint. You know what I'm saying? They got limo tint on it. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
It is. It
You
is
can
what
stop
it
in
is.
cars?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I don't want nobody to see my toes, just put the tint on there. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So you
not
take
the-
your socks off?
Heck yeah, all the time. Like I never took my sock off. I didn't listen. When I met your sister, I was like, yeah, I can't take my socks off. Like she was like, just take them off. Like no. Trust me, just leave.
this ain't what you want.
Yeah, just leave them on. Don't worry about it.
So you waited until y'all got married, or how long into the relationship?
Yeah, until we got married.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
So I really just like
you were
let her
committed to that.
listen.
You in this thing
Like,
now, girl.
you stuck. You stuck.
Come on.
Right?
You stuck. You want to get out of this? You got to
Look,
sign
he
some
grabbing
papers.
stuff with his toes.
You know
There
what
you
I'm
go,
saying?
baby.
Pick up pennies and everything. You know what I'm saying?
For real? You waited until y'all got
What? I was so serious. Like, even because I can't sleep in my socks, though. So even when we would go to bed, like, I would just put them under the cover real quick, like, oh, shit. Like, I was not playing. I know my toes are horrible. It was a basketball.
At least you know.
It was a basketball thing that I played basketball, and we went to Philadelphia, and my whole toenail just fell off, and it was nothing but skin. In my senior year in high school, I don't know
But it
what's
grew
going
back,
on in
right?
Philly. I mean, if that's what you want to call it.
you married?
If that's what you want to call it growing back, it's got a
God,
little...
dog.
I don't know what happened, though. I really don't know what happened
That
to my
much just
toes.
decided he just didn't want to be a part of your foot no more.
It might have been. I mean,
Wow.
listen, we all got flaws, but I know how to hide mine. You know what I mean? I know how to get
Yeah, you
my
do.
flaws
That's a
together.
good, yeah.
So both of y'all dating now, right?
Yes.
How's that going?
Good. We've been together 5 years. Almost
5 years.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
When you gonna get that ring? No. Melissa, I got you.
Yes, and this was a conversation also that was on Shameless. Yeah.
And cut.
You want some water? You want some water? This is another conversation that was brought up on Shameless Audacity. So what's happening? I'm trying to get an invite.
Oh, you'll be there.
Oh, always.
I mean, when though?
Listen, don't worry about that. The time is right.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pressure. It's pressure.
Come with your wife and your son.
It's pressure. It's pressure.
What? I didn't know you was gonna do it like this. I didn't even know we was gonna talk about that.
Yes, why not?
Hey.
So how did y'all meet?
At Massage Envy. I was a therapist and she worked the front desk. And
That's right, because you said you didn't even notice her at first.
she had been working there like 3 months. And
Really?
We were in the break room and she was in our conversation. I was talking to someone else. And she walked out the room. I was like, damn, who was that?
Uh-huh.
And it was like, that's Melissa. She's been here about 3 months. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll be back. I walked up to the front and I was like, hey, I want to learn Spanish. Can you teach me Spanish? And
Oh.
she was like, yeah, I got you. And I gave her my number. Shh, I ain't learned nothing. We've been together 5 years. All I know is
Hola.
just take off your clothes. That's all I know.
La Ropa.
Keep it saying La Ropa.
What? I mean, take off your clothes.
That's all I needed to know.
You are so no, ma'am.
Yeah.
Evidently, she like it.
Yep.
That's right. Shout out to Melissa. Oh, shit. La Ropa.
He gonna go home and try that with Kia. She like,
So So how long you been with your dude or your relationship?
Not that long.
What's not that long?
We're still under a year. We
Under
haven't
a year?
celebrated.
Okay.
Yeah, we still haven't celebrated our year, but we met on Bumble,
Bumble.
the
What's
dating
Bumble?
app. It's a dating app, like where the girl has to initiate the first contact or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So like if you guys match, I would then have to like message him to be like, hey, what's up?
Is it kind of like a Tinder type deal?
It's like Tinder, but I heard Tinder was like for hookups.
Really?
So I got off of that quickly.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why are they trying to smash? Like,
Yeah.
what the? I'm like, oh, okay, got it. But no, we met on Bumble.
Okay. And how's that been going?
Good. It's definitely something different than I've ever experienced before.
Why?
He has a 5-year-old. I've never
okay.
dated anybody that had kids that were so active in their children's lives. And that sounds terrible for the other guys. Like they were deadbeats. Apparently. No, but he's an amazing dad.
Okay.
And
good.
it's a few things. Like he's a couple of years younger than me. Never dated younger. So yeah.
Okay. Now, is he like, I want to ask you age, but then I'm not. But how old are you?
Me?
Yes.
She's 36. Just turned 36 April 1st.
Okay. So he's not like a super young dude then. Okay. So both of y'all like real grown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're in our 30s, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I was dating like older, not like Hugh Hefner. So like 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, you know.
Listen, that's
couple
not. That's
years.
nothing.
It is. I mean,
That's nothing.
all right. Well, I mean, when you're saying like you're in your 30s and dude is like, oh, I'm 40, whatever, and that's,
Listen,
that's a
I did
difference.
before I got married. I dated 2 women. One of them was 15 years older than me, and the other one was 21 years older than me.
See, I couldn't go
Yeah.
that much older because I still want children, and most of the men are like
Oh,
done.
yeah.
And yeah, you're not gonna. Okay, I want my kids.
Goodness. Yeah. Okay. So he what? A couple of years? 2 years? What? You don't want to say? You don't want to say? Okay.
He's 4 years younger than me.
Okay. He's not the.
To me, listen, this is different for me. So me even saying that is a big deal. A lot of people that I tell, even my family, they're like, girl, that's nothing. I'm like, it is for me.
Okay. If
It
y'all
was
in-
for me. Let me
if-
say, it was for me.
If y'all was in high school, y'all would be.
I would be a senior and he'd be a freshman, and that would be a no-go. That wouldn't have happened.
In high school, it's a big difference.
Yes.
In
He told
adult
me the year he
years?
graduated, I'm like, oh my God, I was already done. I was done with college. Like, Jesus. Yeah.
Y'all don't stay together, do y'all?
No.
Okay.
I have
How
my
has it been
own.
quarantining with you living here and him over there?
You know what? We've appreciated this. For me personally, I appreciate it because he is a sports fanatic. Like football, basketball, golf, like whatever. He is really into sports, and so being that obviously nothing is on and you can't play or watch anything, we have been going to each other's houses. Usually he'll come over and like stay like a few days, and then
okay.
he'll go back home, and then I'll go over his house. So yeah, but I
okay.
like it. I mean, it's no distractions. You kind of get creative. There's a lot of sex. Can I say that?
Sex what? Sexting or like a lot of sex, period? Yes, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. There's a lot of sex. What? There's a lot of sex what? Huh? There's a lot of sex what?
Yeah.
They're
We go-
deuces all the time. That's all they
That's
do.
normal. That's an adult behavior.
I get it. Why is she looking at me?
I know. Like, how could you?
I get that.
So y'all not-
Jesus. Right. She acting like she not.
Yeah, y'all not a goosing. Okay.
I feel like if you're in a relationship, unless you hate them right now, that's
Right.
exactly what you're doing. There's a,
Nothing else to do.
yeah, no, it's not. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do, but
Just, yes.
Yeah.
well, what do you do during your quarantine time?
Puzzles. I told y'all.
You ain't doing no puzzles.
She's doing puzzles, and she's an essential worker, so she's working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
So she got to work,
Yeah.
and you got to put in work. Oh, God. You're crazy.
We both working.
So how I'm gonna. I don't even know where I want to even go from.
My bad.
From there, it's all
We can
good.
totally do. We can switch gears and go another direction.
Let's pivot.
Yeah.
Let's pivot. Now, pivot. I want to ask y'all, like, as black women, right?
Yes.
How do y'all see yourself in the world, right? Like, do y'all feel like y'all are, what's the word I want to use? Where y'all limited to certain things? Do y'all feel like y'all have a ceiling? Do y'all feel like, let me ask y'all this first. Do y'all feel like black men protect y'all?
The black men I know do.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. And we like look out for y'all. Y'all feel like...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even some men that I don't know, like, we'll be somewhere, like, out, and we'll make that eye contact. Like, if it's mostly
white people.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make
Okay.
that eye contact and like, all right, I got you, you got me, we got each other's back. So I feel like I'm protected if there's a black man around. I feel like I don't have anything to worry about.
Okay.
I've been pulled
good.
over, and a black man has pulled over, like, on the other side of the street to make sure that the officer that I guess was tending to my ticket or whatever was good. Like, there was no foul play. And he, like, sat there and, like, he was like, "You good?" And I'm like, "I'm good."
Oh, okay, good.
And waited till he drove off.
I wonder, is that a southern thing? Is that a southern
I
thing?
think
Or
it is because I don't think, like in Chicago, when we went to Chicago, black people walk by you like don't know, like of course they don't know you, but
they don't
it's not the
speak, or
same.
yeah,
You'd be like,
no
"Hey."
acknowledgement.
And I'm from Texas, so I'm like, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah.
And they be like, "Bitch,
Yeah.
I don't know you."
Yeah.
But you come here, everybody's like, "Hey, how are you? How you doing?" And so
Yeah.
it's totally different, like depending on where you're from.
Because I know.
California, is it like that from where you're from?
No, it's not. It's not, because I feel like everybody in LA is kind of like in their own little bubble, and they don't really like really speak unless they know you. You know what I mean? And anytime it is like a "what's up," it's like, "Nigga, what's up?"
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But even like with I know with black women, I don't really see a lot of black dudes. Like in certain areas, it's more like like, "Hey, that bitch," you know what I'm saying? And that's how mostly like the dialogue is. Like, that's how they treat the women out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of bad.
No, not here.
Yeah. So I the reason why I asked you is because I know I want to be conscious of always making sure that even if I don't know the black women, that I'm making sure that they at least feel
Right.
like I got their back, or you know what I mean? Because the way I grew up was bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of want to steer away from that narrative. Like, we got to make sure that we good out here. Like,
Right.
we make sure we protecting y'all making sure that we got y'all back, that we got each other. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was like a crazy pivot, but I get
it.
But I really want to make sure, I want to like make sure that y'all know that we got y'all back. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
As
that.
guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As black men, that we protecting our women, because I know during this quarantine thing, I'm hearing a lot of like domestic violence shit is going on in the house, and
That's scary.
yeah, people are getting like, the criminals are now in the house locked down,
Yeah.
where they can't go nowhere, and they
Yep.
beating on the people that they love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit is crazy.
Yeah, no.
That's unfortunate, and I hate to hear it.
And kids, like the kid, my friend works for CPS, and the cases have gone up.
Really?
Being at home with parents.
I mean, I can understand that.
Taking on your nerves a little bit.
What? Man.
I'm living with Christopher in the house.
Listen, Chris is testing every single patient I get. He is testing.
Poor baby.
He is testing me everything. And, you know, like, he's 9 years old now, and I feel like, you know, he's been watching a lot of karate, and he be wanting to try to test it on somebody.
Boy.
And I'm the only person there. And, like, I love him to death, though. You know what I'm saying? But he be trying me. This morning, I told him to clean up his room, and then I was about to walk out, and he kind of, like, stood there with his little chest out, and I was like, "Excuse me." He was like, "All right." And he wouldn't move. He wouldn't move. And he kind of like tried to like bump me. And I just scooted out the way. I was like, All right, little boy. Keep on. All right.
Just
But
wait.
I think it's funny. I already told her I had to make him. I said, hey, promise me when you turn 18, man, don't beat me up, okay? Because I already know the tides is going to switch. I already know it's going to switch, and he going to try me. When he like 20, I'm like 60. He going
He gonna pay you back.
I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I love y'all's relationship. I know I tell you all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I love the way you treat my nephew.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you are the best bonus dad
I
anybody
appreciate
can
it.
ask for.
Appreciate
like, I
it.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
He
it.
is.
And the only reason I treat him that way is because the way I grew up, like my dad wasn't there, you know what I mean? So a lot of stuff that I wish that my dad was there for,
Yeah.
like I just do exactly what I wish that I had somebody doing with me.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Dang. Like, there be times where I talk to Kenya and she's like, I don't know, they gone somewhere. They left me. And I'm like, that's good. Like, they have that bonding time.
I love it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told her how much, like, I respect you for the way you treat him.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's what's up. Do your dude, does he have a boy or a girl?
He has a 5-year-old girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you like that with her or
I am.
Yeah.
I am. We actually just had a moment last night, her and I, and she turned to me and she's like, I love you like my mom. And I was
He was
and I mean, her
tearing
mom is active. She stays with her mom. Like, and whenever we first started dating, we made it a pact between the three adults that we were going to be mature about the situation. Because I grew up with a stepmom, and it was terrible. Like, she didn't get along with my mom. It was terrible. Like, they would argue. She was very petty about the littlest stuff. And so, like, we made sure that Sweet Pea is the center of everything.
That's her name,
And so-
Sweet Pea?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cute name.
That's
Sweet
my
Pea.
little pet name for her. But yeah, no, she's like my own. Like I love that little girl.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. That's what's up. So let me ask y'all this about your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all see your podcast going to? What do y'all see coming from that? What do y'all?
Eventually, we would like to have our own studio and take it to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. But right now, we're just starting out. So right now, we're just trying to build that fan base.
that's right. And I'm telling y'all got something. Y'all got
We're trying to make sure the
something.
content is relatable, that it's
Yeah.
like transparent. People
Yeah.
can, I mean, because we have some serious topics that are
Yeah.
on deck that are getting ready to come out.
What are some topics that y'all are talking about that's about to come out?
Well, one of the ones we dropped recently was interracial dating. And then we have like a lot of stuff to do with like parenting and then just kind of having like losses in your family or like in your life period. Like
Okay.
trauma, kind of lifetime trauma, whether it's
Yeah.
divorce or loss of a family member or parent or whatever. So we talk about a lot of stuff, but then we flip it and we have our, wheelchair stories where we're where we're being goofy. So we want to make sure that we're encompassing everything, like when we're
Yeah.
having our discussion topics.
Yeah. What was y'all take on the interracial dating?
Well, my significant other, she's Hispanic.
Oh, okay.
So, both of us pretty much have dated outside of our race for a while.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't have a problem with interracial dating. Like, I know some people, like in the black community, they downplay it or feel like just because I'm not dating someone that's of the same race as I am, they feel like I don't respect my race or I think less of my race than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you?
My significant other is white.
Is
And
it?
so, yeah. And so,
That's shocking.
is it really?
It is.
Why?
Tell me why.
I don't know. I just see the way I just feel about you, or from just making a split decision about you. Like, she got probably a big dark skin
Wow.
black dude. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, that's the kind of dude she'll be with.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is a lot of my life I have dated outside of my race, not just white, and I've dated like black dudes too. But I will say this. A lot of people feel that because I've dated, like I'm open to any race, that they feel like I'm not pro-black. And like that's the most annoying prejudice that they could ever label either. Not just me, just like other people, because I date outside of my race because I date whoever respects and loves me.
Right.
And I don't want to do the whole like I don't see color bullshit, because we see color.
Right.
Because you have to be able to protect your own.
Right.
But I also don't let, like, if there's a man who is amazing, he just happens to be a different race, I'm not going to let that factor determine that I'm not going to date him because I've never experienced it.
Right.
So.
Right. Oh, okay.
And then I don't love my chocolate brothers. Like,
Yeah.
I love, that sounds so, I love my chocolate brothers. But, like, I'm saying, like, I have love for everyone just because I'm dating somebody outside of my race. That's not like I'm putting down, like, anybody else.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I've never dated, like, for me, I don't know, white women just seem like, I don't know. They just don't. No, because like white women seem like, because I feel like as a black man, I need like a woman that can relate to my struggle, that can relate to like just shit that go on. You know what I mean? Like even when it comes to like dealing with family members, you know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like white people just don't, or white women just won't understand that part.
Right.
I've dated white women. I've dated a lot of white women. And I think that's why I love and respect Melissa so much, because she's a minority, so she gets it.
Yeah,
We bond on a different level than I could bond with any of the other girls I've dated.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand the racism or, like, just life, the struggle.
Yeah.
Like, if they weren't... Melissa rides harder for...
Yes, she does.
Like, than me. Like, she
be ready to pick it, and Kendra... I mean, Rayne is like, babe, we can sit this one out. We don't gotta go to the courthouse today. We good.
She's ready to go to the marches. She's
really
ready to protest. I'm like, nah. Let's have Twitter fingers, right? Let's tweet this. Like, so I love and respect that, because she understands. She gets it.
Yeah, that's what I like about Melissa too, man.
Yeah.
Melissa, she will bang on you in a minute. She will bang on you.
You see her, you think she's so
Yeah. No.
Damn.
Yeah. Have y'all seen on Netflix that Love Is Blind show?
Yes.
What did y'all think about that?
Love Cameron.
I love him.
Dude, I love them so much. For one, she was so pro-black.
Yes.
And was so scared to introduce him to everybody in her life. But I also love the way that he knew that about her and still allowed her to be the independent woman she is, and loved her. Like, he leveled her up still. Like, was able to add value to her life. I love the attention and how affection. I love them.
See, I was a little skeptical of him at first.
Why?
Because it was creepy to me that way he was looking at her.
A lot of people said
I was
that.
like, why is he looking at her like that? Like a science project.
I
was
know.
He was scared. Like,
yes, I'm like, why?
And he was always touching, like, finding a way to touch her. Yeah.
I was like, why is he touching on her like that, man? I didn't like that shit.
He protected her.
Right.
I just love you so much. I'm like, dude, back the fuck up. Like, that's the way I was thinking. Like,
She said she had to get used to
She
that.
did.
yeah.
That was something she had to get used to.
And then I was thinking, like, is black men not that affectionate like that? Is that why? Or
I will say that the black men that I have dated, weren't as affectionate, and because they weren't so in tune with their emotions. Because you know what I mean, like, depending on what household you grew up in, a lot of times you're kind of wired to, like, not cry, not show emotion and all that. So I mean, that parlays into your relationships.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm an affectionate person. I'm an empath to the core. Like, and I want that in a partner. And I can say that the black men that I've dated before, they were great boyfriends, but, like, when it came to, like, that emotional attachment, like, I lacked that. Like,
Really?
they weren't able to, like, get on my level of emotions or, like, be supportive in that way. Like, not touchy-feely, like, very, like, if they were going through something and, hey, you know, what's going on? Talk to me. Nah, I'm good. Like, you know, I'm good. I'm straight. Yeah.
Well, Trey, I dated one black guy and one guy, period. He was very in touch with his emotions, a little too in touch with his emotions.
Really?
Maybe that's why I was attracted to him, because he was a little... he was
Okay.
But one out of how many, like, he was sensitive and he was, like, very romantic. And I give him props. I tell him not all the time because I don't talk to him. But when I did talk to him, I tell him, you taught me how to treat women. Because he would do the little sweet things, leave stuff on the doorstep, and he was very, very sensitive. I was more of the, like, man who went in a relationship.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, baby, like, all touchy.
Yeah. What other couple did y'all like on Love Is Blind?
That was it for me.
That was it.
Because the other chick, Gigi, she was so dramatic. I couldn't deal with her.
Man.
The guy, I forgot his name, that was coupled with her. He seemed really nice, but then the rest of them kind of faded. Like, I mean, Damien, he was nice. The one army chick with
Amber.
Barnett and Amber, like, she had those crazy eyes.
I
No.
cannot stand Amber. She was
I liked them.
Who are you to, like, sit on a countertop and be like, by the way, I have $20,000 in debt. I don't have any job, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I love you. Right. And I'm ready to be a housewife. And he was like, all right, cool.
Listen, I liked them as a couple. That other chick that liked Barnett, I was like,
bro, Jessica.
She
was crazy.
I was like,
homegirl was crazy.
Like, get her the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But I knew, I could tell because I know, like, production. I knew the producers kept having her go back and forth to talk to Barnett and having the other girl, Amber, just sit on the side. Because Amber, like, wasn't she in the military or something?
Yeah.
So Amber would whoop her ass, like, at any point in time.
No, but listen, I feel like, I mean, I understand there's a production side to it, but I also feel that homegirl Jessica really thought that she had a shot. Like, she looked at Amber and was like, I'm better than her in some way. Like, I'm a GM and whatever. She felt like she was leveled up. And so she kept going to Barnett. And I saw that playback, and I'm like, I wonder how she felt, like, watching herself.
She felt dumb as hell.
Yeah.
She had to feel dumb. And the other part I was kind of sad about is the black couple. They didn't even make it past.
He was foul. He was foul. Like, I understand that, you know, you might.
wheelchair thing. That's what it was.
Dude, yeah. And let me be able to. I'm saying he got to that pool. By the way, I might have liked it back in the day. Like, I felt like she handled it classy, but when he started talking about her wig was tilted and all of that, I felt some type of way.
Did y'all feel like she should have accepted that, or do y'all feel?
No,
like...
I feel like she has the right to walk the hell away.
Yeah.
It's different if a dude can be bi versus a female in my eyes. I get to the same thing, but it's just something about. I know we're not going there, but I'm just saying it's just different.
That's your man.
It's just man. No, it doesn't make my stomach. No.
Y'all didn't think he was gay from the beginning?
No, and I remember you said you saw that. I didn't pick up on that.
I was like,
he was a little flamboyant, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Dress.
I was like, he trying to get with somebody in the man. Worried about the women.
Yeah.
Like, he was from day one. I was like, oh no, he on
No,
the
I didn't
wrong
pick
show.
up that.
And I was more mad at him because I'm like, why are you getting mad at her for something that you did?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it really is up to her to either accept it or not to accept it.
Yep.
You can't be mad and then you go off like his defense mechanism was to kind of like down her.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
He
I was
attacked
like,
the hell
that was
out of her.
whack. You know what I mean? I was like, that was whack. But they supposed to be coming back with a season 2, and he said he want to come back on season 2.
He should not.
He should come.
He should not. Because how are you going to play that off unless there's like multiple people who are bi? Like,
so, well, here's the thing though. What I was thinking, I was like, so a lot of people seen it. They'll know going into it that he was bi. You know what I mean? So now the girl can make the decision up front versus
he won't get any play. Like,
because they gonna know his voice or something. Are they gonna be able to?
Well, I mean, not just that, but like you've shown your colors of how you react to stuff. Like,
women.
yeah,
Like you get mad and like you're gonna disrespect me.
Yes. And I didn't do anything. Like you need to go to counseling first of all before you hop on another show.
Right. Yeah.
He shouldn't come back. They shouldn't even allow him to come back.
I would have ripped up that application. Like, he's not allowed.
You know who I felt sorry for? The Hispanic dude.
Oh, Mark.
Yes, I felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
Because I knew Jessica, I knew she wasn't going to marry him. I knew it. And I'm like, why is he was such a punk.
Aww.
He was such a punk. He was such a punk. I'm like, dude, she's giving you every indication that
She
she's
did.
not gonna marry you.
She did.
And she don't really want to be with you. She's just trying to save face because she already got turned down once.
But why not just leave? Like, why not? I didn't understand that part in Jessica. Like, why didn't she just be like, you know, we can just be friends? Like, why did you have to go through the whole, like, going to find your dress and then get up there and be like, JK, I don't want to marry you. Like, why didn't you just...
Had, like, once they said
Yes? To
yes,
the proposal?
they had to stay on until, like, the day of the wedding.
I didn't know that.
They
I
had
thought they could at
contract.
least be like,
No, they
Just
had to,
kidding.
They had to play.
I didn't know that either.
No, just
Because the black couple, the black
Like, no,
couple
I
was
mean, like,
out.
Yeah, they got out.
Yeah, the black couple was like, I'm leaving.
right. So that's why I thought Jessica could take back her
I think,
yes.
I really think that either one, she wanted to stay on the show, or either she felt like there was some kind of story with her and Barnett.
She could
Yeah,
go way back into that.
yeah. If they didn't get married, maybe it was a chance for her to jump back in
Yeah.
there. You know what I
Stay
mean?
closer to him.
But Mark was such a punk. He was such a punk. Even when she was like, I think one night when she got drunk and they went back to the room, she was like, Barnett is so hot. And I was like,
yeah.
like, nigga, if you better not go in that motherfucking room. I was like, this nigga's soft.
No, but old girl Gigi, when she was standing in the kitchen, she was like, did you notice whenever you told me that you were the best sex, I didn't say anything? I'm like, cut this hoe off. Like, she's so dramatic. Like, God
I'm glad dude didn't marry her though.
Me too. But they're together.
Oh, they did. I
Yeah.
did. Oh, okay. I did.
They're
see
working
that.
it out. She seemed a little tame on the reunion show, so
Yeah.
I don't know if he went and like straightened her out behind the scenes, but she had that act right when she was sitting on that panel.
I thought it was crazy that old boy's parents didn't want to meet her.
Right?
I
But I
was
felt
like-
like it was a reason why his.
Damien's, yeah.
Yeah,
he
they said they
didn't-
weren't showing up.
Yeah, he was like, nope. My parents don't want it. And she was like, what do you think I'm not good for you or something?
You're supposed to defend me and I'm supposed to be your wife. Like, bro, we just knew each other like 3 weeks
Exactly.
ago.
I thought that was a dope concept for a show though.
I like that.
I thought that was dope. Because I feel like, here's what I feel about marriage, right? I feel like majority of people nowadays that get married, they get married for the wedding. Like, they don't really like, because I could have been with Kenya, like, whether we was married or not. You know what I mean? Like, I could have been there for the whole time. But I feel like majority of people just be like, I really just want a wedding. You know what I'm saying? I'm really doing it for the wedding, not for after the wedding.
Right.
Because now, after you get married, you was like, all right, so what we do now?
Right.
what's going on now? And I know, like, a couple of my friends that recently got married, like, they already talking about, like, yo, I'm about to be done. I'm like,
What?
yes. I'm like, nigga, you just got married.
Wow. Nah.
But
Mine is forever, for sure. Let me also say that I've been married. I'm a divorcee.
really,
So yeah, I'm a divorcee.
how long was you married?
6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. And what happened? I don't get in your business,
He
but
cheated.
I'm nosy by
He
nature.
cheated.
So
He cheated.
Really?
So he did not commit to the vows, and it went from there. And you know what's crazy though?
What?
I found out whenever I left my marriage that there are a lot of advocates for making shit work despite, right? And to me, I feel like in marriage, I'm extremely 100% all in, committed. I don't care how many times I get hit on or whatever. I only want one man, and that's the man that I'm married to. And when I left my marriage due to infidelity, amongst other things, there were so many people that were like, oh, but y'all can work it out. Like, and I'm like, he fell into some other, like, I'm not, who does that? Like, I don't want to, and I understand, like, a lot of old heads, like, back in the day, you stay married no matter what. And I understand, and I respect the people that have 50 plus years under their belt.
Yeah.
But I also know that a lot of people from back in the day have went through hell. Like, they got kids out of wedlock from another woman or whatever, and that's just not in my blood to do. Like, I feel like if I'm committing to you, we're committing to one another. When we get married, there's just certain things that you don't do that to me are, I can forgive you, but like I can't try to make amends with my marriage.
So let me play devil's advocate.
Sure.
Okay. So he cheated how many times, or that you know of?
More than once.
So twice.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So here's what I feel about it, right? I feel like, yes, if he cheated, it will be like, hard to get that back, right? Because once you break that trust, it's super hard to get that back, right? But if he didn't have any kids, or if there's no relationship, why not try to work that out?
For what? That was a choice you made. Like, I understand that, because I feel like there's steps to whenever you're cheating, because there's first of all, the exchanging of numbers. There's the flirtation, activity.
So this was somebody new he met after y'all was married.
Yes, it wasn't anybody that he one was somebody. The first one was a sister of a friend of his, and then the other one was a stranger that he didn't know prior to.
So what I would be mad at is the stranger. The sister.
I'm mad at both.
I know. I mean, of course, be mad at both. Of course, be mad at both. But I think that the sister or the friend of the sister or whatever, I think that's just more like convenience. You know what I'm saying?
But there was still action behind it, though. You made the choice to go over or let her come over or whatever. You guys had the text message, phone calls, whatever, and you still chose to unclothe yourself. There was no drinking involved. You made a conscious decision for you. They might have had some sips or whatever, but it wasn't like he was
tipsy.
Yeah, because he didn't drink like that. But yeah, no, you fell into no, and I'm not gonna tell my business, but no, it wasn't like he was without, and so that's the problem that I had. Like, you can't complain, and I remember whenever on the day that our divorce was final, he came to my car and boohoo cried, this isn't what I wanted, I'm so sorry, you're an amazing woman, and then months later, mind you, he's still with the chick
that he cheated on you with?
Yeah, and. Okay. Months later down the line, he calls me and he's like, I just want you to know that I'm sorry. You're the best thing I ever had, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I think about, and I didn't even let him
finish. You just hung up?
Boy, bye. Because I fought for my marriage. It wasn't something that I was just one of these let myself go. I was working out 2 times a day. Body was on point. Money was on point. I'm bringing in money. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I held my own when it came to my marriage. Yeah. You can tell me nothing about my marriage, and I just felt like he now sees that more than one time he's told me I look for, and I told him before I left, I said, what's funny is you may think that you have a better situation. That's fine, because she may be better for you, but you will look for me in every other female that you date and you won't find me. Certain things that I did or the way that we interacted, you'll miss that and it'll be too late. And there have been times that he's reached out since then, and it's been 5 years, and he's reached out and be like, I think about that all the time, and he's like, and it's so true.
Wow. Because I think sometimes it has nothing to do with you, right? You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the person you're in a relationship with that you even want to cheat. It's just guys are more we're more visual, right? Something's in front of us. It's a task. It's a conquering type thing. And it's really I just want to see if I can get away with it. I want to see what it is. And then we go back to oh yeah, but I still love my wife.
But that's crazy. That to me is the most immature way to go about life. Why not see if I can get my wife to fall back in love with me? Or why not see if I can level up this romance? Why not see, do this cat and mouse game with your significant other? Why do you got to go out in the streets and play the game?
Yeah, and you know what? It's back in when I think because I've never been a cheater. You know what I mean? I may flirt and talk and be real friendly with people, but I'm not a cheater, right? Mm-hmm. But it was one girl when I was in high school. No, was I high school? I think I was my freshman year in college that I absolutely loved. I was in love with her. And I came home one day, one Christmas break, and cheated with some other girl that went to high school. But it wasn't even I liked the girl. It wasn't even I wanted the girl. It was just, hey, I'm back from college. I'm feeling myself. You know what I mean? And then after she found out, and she was like, Dante, I'm done. And I was devastated, fuck.
So my question to you is, whenever you behaved in that manner to where you would stray, to flirt or whatever, and you came back to your original, did you have the expectation that she would be forgiven and take you back? Or was there just you didn't think that far ahead? You just I'm going to do what I'm going to do in the moment, and then we're going to see what happens?
Yeah, I'm doing what I'm doing in the moment. I'm never thinking, oh, what if she find out? Because as soon as you have that thought,
you're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it. So mostly guys, they not even thinking that far ahead.
Lord.
We just more damn, I like what I see in front of me, and I'm not thinking outside of this moment. You know what I mean? And that's where most guys make the mistake.
Yeah.
Because I had not even an argument. It was a debate with one of my good friends, one of my childhood friends. He's not married, and when I'm like, dude, when you gonna settle down? You know what I mean? He like, nigga, settle down ain't for me. That's for you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen, when I tell you, ever since I've gotten married, my life has just been leveled up ever since then. So I'm an advocate for marriage because I can tell you from the time when I wasn't married, from the time I was married, my life is totally different. And I'm like, I want that from you. And he was like, but the same shit you looking for, I'm not looking for.
Right.
He like different.
At least he's honest
he
about
like
himself.
being with different women. And I'm just like, you don't get tired of that though? He's like,
Some
no.
men don't.
Like, no.
It's the attention. And maybe the part, the thrill of knowing that he can still pull. I have no idea. But, like, how old is he?
He's 40. At least 40.
Wow.
40,
Has he ever been married?
No. Never.
I mean,
Does he have children?
Yeah, he has a little girl. He has a daughter.
wow.
Yeah. But I'm like, and he's like, Dante, but the things that's going to level your life, that's not going to level my life. That's going to be a distraction for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You know what? At least I can applaud him for being self-aware, that he's not running around. Hopefully he's being honest with these women and not like making them feel like they have forever in him. And he's like, JK, on to the next one.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt the women that he deals with is even having the idea
Dang.
that there's going to be anything else then.
God.
It is what it is.
Whatever floats your boat.
What you want to say, Rayne? What you thinking that? What you thinking about?
Nothing.
Nothing. Because I'm always an advocate for dudes settling it down. You know what I mean? Because I know, like, and it maybe not for everybody, but for me, just being able to have a foundation, you know what I mean? Have something that's solid on solid ground, and I build from that, you know what I mean? It works for me, you know what I mean? And maybe I'm kind of looking at like my pops, my dad, like he was married 3 times in my life, you know what I mean? And I'm just like why won't you just settle down, just spend time by yourself? You one of the dudes that probably should be by yourself,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I like being able to just come home. I like having I know where my money's going, and it's not going here, going because when you dealing with multiple women, you gonna have to spend the money.
Yeah.
And I'm frugal. You know what I mean? I'm frugal when it comes to my money. You know what I mean?
up.
So yeah. Okay. I don't want to make this about me.
I'm sharing.
This is a therapy
Where you at,
session.
Listen, I've never been married, so that's something I can't speak on.
Do you want to get married?
Hell yeah. And
Oh.
Melissa's the one.
Okay. What do you imagine marriage being like?
Well, we live together, so I feel like it'll be like this,
Uh-huh.
but legal with the paperwork behind it. Like, that's one thing we talked about. Like, we know this is it. So regardless if we have the paper or not, like, we're together.
Right.
Like, nobody can tell us any different.
Nice.
So she's it, and I want to marry her. It's just we getting a few things in order, and we're talking about having children first.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm older.
Okay.
I'm 6 years older than her, and so we want to have children and then marriage. Yeah, it's different. But
Yeah.
But it's sure.
it works for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where our money's going, saving towards that.
Yeah. And I told Kenya, like, everybody's perfect is different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It is.
My perfect is way different from other people's perfect. You know what I mean? So everybody got their own perfect.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man, spending this time with me.
It was been an
Getting our
honor.
getting
Love
our
it.
laughs on. So, leave y'all, where can they find the podcast at?
You can find us on Instagram, shameless.audacity.
Okay.
You can email us if you have, any contact information, shameless.audacity2020@gmail.com. I'm also, Facebook, Shameless Audacity Podcast. And then we also have our own Shameless Audacity profiles on Instagram. I'm shameless.toyia.
And I'm shameless.Rayne.
Okay. All right. That's what's
yeah.
up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man.
No problem. You got to return the favor.
I
You gotta
will.
come on ours.
Let me know.
We'll
me know.
do.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
It's good. It's gonna. We'll have the mics and everything, but we're not gonna have the cameras.
Oh, good.
We're beginning right. Can we get your videographer? You can just borrow her just for like a couple of episodes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yo, man, thank y'all for tapping in with me. This has been the Tap In Podcast. Holla.